Well, this could be a tough night for Isaac Lowe. Hard fight, this one, against a rugged customer, now based in Wisconsin. Duarn Vue. Isaac Lowe, trained by Ben Davison, and he's a training partner of Tyson Fury. And it was a feisty sort of occasion at the weigh-in, Barry. There was a bit of pushing and shoving, and it all got a bit heated.
Well, it was, John, and mainly instigated by Lowe, of course. Oh, it's a lovely uppercut left hook there from Lowe straight off the bat. And I think it is that sort of fight where he has to box but not run with someone like Vue, who will push forward, strong, stays nice and low, and will dip and throw that big right hand over the top. So we got to box smart, but also be forceful and a bit more weight in the shots.
Vue says he's modelled his style on Mike Tyson and Manny Pacquiao. If he's got that sort of combination coming as Isaac Lowe, then he's going to have a tough night. But he's made a nice start here, Lowe, who hails from Morecambe, undefeated.
And you've got to give Lowe, when Lowe is on form, he has a lovely flow to his work, great balance. We've seen him switching here already, you know, he throws punches in at nice angles, good combinations.
Vue hasn't had a paid fight since April last year. Had a win then, and he was slated to fight Shakur Stevenson, but that never came off. Perhaps just as well for him, on the basis of what we've seen of Stevenson.
That's good, yeah, most definitely, John. So a lovely little jab left hook to the body, then a right hand there from Lowe. Boxing well, using the ring well.
Yeah, big height and reach advantage, hasn't he? He's implemented the uppercut smartly. There's another nice left hand from Lowe. Been a pro since he was 18 years old, Isaac.
But he just needs to invest in the body shot. So just feet tangling over there.
No knockdown.
Someone like Vue, who's I've been watching, he's physically strong, he's hard to deter. So I think they're investing in the body punches, the body shots early, just trying to weaken those legs a little.
Vue, born in Cambodia, and fled from a troubled country at the age of 3 to Thailand, and then moved over to the United States from there. Another good uppercut.
Honestly, nice and low there, Vue. Trying to come back, but I think just the way Lowe's just skipping in and out of distance.
Face already marking up.
Oh, that's nice there from Isaac Lowe. Little step back and jumping over that overhand right.
Blood on the side of the head and on the nose for Duarn Vue. Oh dear, walked straight into that. He's got a reputation for being tough. The way he comes in, he's going to need to be. So, opening round, Isaac Lowe made a very bright start.
Tremendously well, and he used the ring like he has to, obviously, against someone like this, but every now and again he just plants his feet, lands with some good combinations, and so again, as we said, the variety in his work, you know, the balance he has, and he showed that in that first round, and it's a good start. It's going to be, unless he can start making dividends now with some body shots, I think, just trying to weaken the legs here of Vue, it's going to be physically tough, but tactically and I think mentally quite comfortable for Isaac Lowe.
Well, a nice bright opening for Isaac Lowe, and Barry giving him the opening round. Ricky Hatton in that corner as well with Ben Davison. Very popular visitor around the Las Vegas hotel, the MGM, where we've been staying. He's been centre of attention wherever he's gone.
Yeah, and rightly so, and he's earned the right. Nice.
Vue corner getting excited as he jumped into that left hook.
He's trying to push forward here, Vue, but there's no real science behind his attacks. It's just literally walk in straight lines and swing. And staying nice, when you're short, and staying even, bending, dipping your legs a bit makes you a harder target to hit, but you're still coming forward in straight lines, the head's not moving. It's still very comfortable here for Lowe.
Good footwork, Lowe, hasn't he? Moves well.
The balance is tremendous. It really is.
Blemishes on his record. We're in a British title fight against Ryan Walsh. That was a draw. Also a draw against Dennis Jalan a couple of years ago. That was a European title fight, and early in his career against Ryan Doyle.
All good operators. I think the Jalan fight was a little bit of a, I think it was a clash of heads or something, if I remember.
A lot of people thought he did enough to beat Ryan Walsh.
Oh, lovely uppercut. Good shot. You're getting hurt here, John.
Vue wanting to hold on. And Lowe knows that he's got him. He knows he's got him going, and he's trying to capitalise. Vue bravely trying to fight back, but he's taking some solid shots.
That was fantastic there from Lowe. Not even the shot was tremendous, but it was the footwork, the way he just moved around the target, got on the outside of the left hand there of Lowe, of Vue, before he threw that uppercut. Not bad there from Vue, actually just got inside that looping right hand there of Lowe. Game, isn't he?
His left hook is the punch, and he is game. He keeps coming, as we suggested before the fight began, or as it began. Stacked up on paper to be a potentially grueling night's work, this, for Isaac Lowe. Shot again.
Just got to be careful not to shorten the distance too much, though, when he throws that right hand. A little more turn on the waist, get it just nice and long. It's good footwork there, though, switching and then spinning around the target as well.
Vue's corner bellowing to him to keep on top of Lowe. Don't let him just walk away and walk around the ring. They want to see him forcing the pace. Well, he gave the first round to Lowe. What about the second?
Yeah, they can't clear another clear round for Lowe. I think he boxed great. I think, to Vue's credit, he really pushed the pace after he got hurt, but and bravely stayed in there. But again, Lowe's just boxing his ears off at the minute.
All right, cut, pop the jab, fake the jab, and bring me combinations behind it.
Vue's first fight in 14 months, so
listen,
an excuse for a little bit of ring rust. His face really marking up and a long way to go.
2 punches instead of combinations. All right, blinding with the jab. You got to pick up the pace because this kid can't keep up with the pace you actually fight at. Right now, you're fighting his fight.
That's a fantastic shot there from Lowe, really is. Look at that beautiful shot. Oh, he was in all sorts of trouble there, Vue, but he recovered tremendously well, and he's going on for the next round.
Well, he's certainly showing himself to be a tough guy. Into the third of this 10-rounder for the WBC Intercontinental title. The myriad titles, belts up there for grabs.
It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it?
We do it full time, and you can't keep track of them all. It's impossible.
But it means something for the fighters, and I mean, when we all criticise it, and it doesn't help the sport, but it means when you win your first belt, whatever it is, it's a big deal for any fighter, and it gives you a ranking, and that's what that helps them elevate them to closer to that obviously that duel that you want, and that's the world title shot.
Well, that's Lowe's dream. Still only 25. No reason why, if he gets a good win here, he will move closer to that.
That was good there from Vue. Lovely. Just got inside the jab there of Lowe. Landed with a 3-punch combination.
Tough, isn't he?
And that's the worry, that he is. That Lowe has success, especially when he hurt him and put a bit more weight behind the shots, which rightly he should. But just getting, just being able to then allow Vue, slowing his feet down, allow Vue closer to the target, making it a bit more difficult for him.
Another example there, backpedaling of the good footwork of Isaac Lowe, but the further the fight goes, you wonder whether that speed will just go out of his legs a little, and he had to take a right hand there. Vue only stands around 5'3" in the first place, and he fights low.
Yeah, and that's clever, because it makes you should make you a hard target to hit. It hasn't proved that for Vue, but he's closing he's not having lots of success, but he's closing the gap. That's a nice chopping right hand there from Lowe. Doesn't need to stay there though. Got to use that pivot and get around the target and move away.
There have been little fighters who've done remarkably well in years gone by. The mind goes back to little
Thank you, John.
Oh no, I'm talking about considerably smaller than you. Baby Jake McLaren, what was he, about 4'10", 4'11"?
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Friend of Nelson Mandela. Good right hand from Vue again.
Yeah, but a nice little sharp left hook as well from Woods.
That's good.
From Lowe, and a right hand there as well, you noted, John.
A better round this one for Vue than the first two. Whether he's done enough to win it.
No, not for me. No, he's closed the gap, and he's slowed the work rate down of Lowe, but by closing the gap, I still give the round there to Isaac Lowe.
My dad looked at the doctor and said, I'm going to call him.
Is that going to London?
He's a massive part of our life. I was bred to do this.
Got blood on that ear. I want to see what that is.
Start of the fourth round just being delayed. The referee wanting that blood wiped away from the left ear of Duarn Vue and just wanting to see what the damage is.
All right, thank you, Doc.
He's satisfied. The doctor steps out of the ring and the action can continue. Close around the third, Barry.
No, it was. Could he got closer to the target there, Vue, but I don't think he landed enough for me, and I still think he was getting picked off by Lowe. But yeah, the work rate of Lowe dropped, and I think it had to, because it's going to be if Vue's shown already his toughness, so it's going to might be go a few rounds this, if not the distance. So he's going to have to keep some reserves in the tank. It's lovely, and pick your shots just like that, and then you got to skip away, make it obvious so you've landed with a clean shot, get a bit of distance to move, compose yourself, and go again.
Very much part of the Tyson Fury camp. Isaac Lowe goes everywhere with Tyson and with Billy Joe Saunders. Of course, comes from a travelling background.
Got to double that jab out there, Vue. If he doubles it up and steps behind it, that makes a real effort. He might not land, but he just then swing that right hand over the top.
Lowe just looking a little bit frustrated as he swung towards the head of Vue and missed as the little man from Madison, Wisconsin ducked low.
Nice little short left hook there from Lowe. See, that's the right shot I feel there for Vue, but he needed to set it up using that, doubling up with that left hand.
The uppercut again from Lowe and some sweet footwork off the ropes.
Good right hand to the body there though from Vue.
He's a little dynamo, he's a little powerhouse of a fighter, isn't he? And when he gets inside, this is where he wants to be. The right hand to the body.
Hands free.
Yeah, but takes a clipping right hand there on the The tempo there from Vue, from Lowe, sorry, I should say, sorry.
Put in a left hand, which was decidedly low.
It's nice work again there, Isaac Lowe. Again, he's closing the gap. I just don't think he's not having enough success. The shot's not clean enough here from Vue. There's one.
That was reasonably clean. Lowe's jaw tested with that left hand. And he's coming on strong in the closing seconds of the round. Again, he had his moments, Vue, as he gives Lowe a bit of an old-fashioned stare as he goes back to the corner, but did he do enough?
No, nowhere near enough. I think the effort's commendable. I think he's making it physically, as I said, physically hard to fight there for Lowe, but I still think technically and mentally, I don't think it's quite easy and simple there for Isaac Lowe.
It was in it, but the doctor said it's okay.
A little bit more. Another point, when you're clinching, what did I say to you in the changing room? Get your hips tight, okay? Don't reach for him. When you get underneath, get your hips in tight, because there's no room between you and him, okay? Just keep it simple. If you are going to step in, don't step in with your shots at all, okay? When you're putting your shots together, or putting them in heavy, don't step in tall.
So 4 rounds completed. And Isaac Lowe building up what looks to be, the way we're seeing it anyway, a healthy points advantage.
I think he's boxing well off the move here. He's up against a guy who, if you've seen him before, you know how physically tough he is. A clash of heads there.
Quite a sizable one. And that's no knockdown, surely. No, he's hooked him down.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
And that's not a knockdown. Referee saying, watch your head. And instinctively, Lowe dabbed at his eye. He was worried that he was cut.
He got a cut just above the eye, I think.
Accidental headbutt. Accidental headbutt.
Well, there you heard the referee say an accidental headbutt.
Just a vertical cut, I think, Don, just over the left eye there of Isaac Lowe.
Well, let's hope that's not going to be a factor.
Right. You got to watch your head, okay?
You can see it's
watch your head too.
It's a fairly deep cut, and it looks as though it might be an inch or so long.
Yeah.
Well, he really does have to be careful now, Lowe. He's got to try everything he can to keep Vue at range. He doesn't want any more head work playing its part in this fight.
Nice long left hook there from Lowe.
Watch your head.
Oh, good left hook there from Vue. He took one from Lowe, but landed a better one in exchange.
Because you didn't use your lead hand to control the distance as much, okay?
He don't throw enough punches, Vue. That's a good right hand there, but you got to let him go. And when he gets close to the targets, you got to rattle him off.
Lowe tonight in his 21st professional fight. He's been professional for some 7 years.
Got to start using that jab again now, Lowe. Even if he's not pushing Vue back or stopping him, just it gives him a chance to judge that distance properly. It's a lovely 1-2.
Great experience fighting in the States, Lowe. Fought on the undercard of the Fury Wilder show. Scored a knockout win in that outing against Lucas Rafael Baez.
It's good there from Lowe again there, 1-2, and then it's skipping out of distance.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
I think he's boxing really well on the move against a guy who's putting plenty of pressure on him. Trying to make it as physical as he can, but I think the footwork are low, and again, I said earlier, the balance which has kept him on top.
That's a sweet little left hand again.
But because of the way Vue fights, he puts you on the, just puts you so you can't really dig into the canvas to get any purchase on the shots.
Heads banging again. This is where Vue wants him. Corner imploring him to sit on him.
Trying to work the body there, Vue. I think catching the elbows maybe a little bit, but I think the left foot was a good shot. That's good there from Lowe again.
He's boxing well, boxing to a plan, coming to the end of the 5th round, halfway stage of the fight. Is it 5 out of 5?
It is for me.
Now that cut is just a little bit more reason for you to control the distance, yeah? Don't let him rush into distance. Don't let his head get that close to you, okay? When you're using angles, it's nice. Don't pull out. Engaging your legs a little bit more, feet out.
Well, that cut not
Okay, you got to get there.
anything like as worrying as I thought it was initially.
You got to blind him and then bring you the hard right hand. You're leaning over because you're trying to throw all hard shots. If you put this together, it's yours and he won't last, but you're letting him last. You're trying to bully. I want you to bully.
So he's going to have to dig in deep and have a very good second half of the fight, because he's, well, at very least he's got to be 3 points behind, and may very well,
He hasn't won a round.
may very well be 5 down. Again, the referee warning Vue about coming in low and risking that clash of heads again.
Even there, he's coming forward and he's throwing a few shots, but nothing's really landing clean. And it's not for the want, for the effort, the want to try it. He's really committing himself. But again, the lack of head movement, I don't think his feet are fast enough really to surprise Lowe. It's only when he just literally physically pushes him back onto the ropes and he has any chance of success, or sometimes he jumps in with that leaping left hook.
Being told by his corner between rounds that they think that Lowe will tire in the second half.
Oh, nice uppercut there from Lowe, but a nice little right hand. Just on the top of the head there from Vue. See, this is where Vue got to unload. He's closed the gap, done his work, now really go to work.
Talking about small featherweights who had great careers, there was a
Thanks, John.
certain lad from Sheffield who was only about 5'3", about the same height as Vue. Now's no doubt will be watching on somewhere.
Still watch. He's still a fan.
Very much.
He is.
Corner telling Vue he's got to work, let those punches go when he gets inside.
But again, the effort they're trying to push Lowe back, he's doing the job there, but he's not letting his hands go enough. But he's kept Lowe quiet in this round. Hasn't had a lot of success himself here, has it, Lowe? He's moving well.
Conscious, very conscious of the fact he's got to keep it at range, though. That cut not as bad on his forehead as I first thought, but you can see the blood now is visible once more.
It's nice there for a nice little feint. Just made Vue just hold his feet a little bit then. Fired in a left hook.
Another uppercut from Lowe, but Vue forcing him right to the bell. And has he done enough to take the round there, maybe?
Again, not for me, John. I sort of want to give him a round, but I can't.
We're seeing pictures of Tom Schwarz arriving in the dressing room area of the MGM Grand Garden.
This is boxing. This is
made Quite a few friends around Las Vegas this week. The big German, popular guy.
This is an experience that he might never get again. Let's be honest. So he's taking it all in, he's enjoying it, and he hasn't lacked in confidence.
Already, but
to
you're
this point.
still looking at him. You're not putting your shots together. Put your shots together, man, and this fight's easy for you. It's okay. You hear me? Yeah.
Well, that last round was a tight one, Barry. It might conceivably have gone the other way. You've scored it now 6 out of 6,
Yeah.
but it was a close one, wasn't it?
I think you want to give him a run for the effort, the sheer effort that he's making, but for me, I just think he's being picked off. I do.
Outboxed, didn't he?
Yeah, again, there he's not having the effort, but his right hand's not clean, and Lowe's punching right through the centre of the guard, and I think his shots are having a great effect without really hurting or troubling, except for that lovely uppercut earlier on in the fight. He hasn't really troubled Vue at all. Oh, it's a lovely combination.
Vue had got himself into the pocket right in front of him where he wants to be.
And for me, I think it's the fight that we predicted, that it would be physically a little bit of a battle here for Lowe, but he'd have too much knowledge and ring craft. And to this point, that's how it's shown. It's just
Stamina's holding up well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Still
it is,
moving well, considering we're in the 7th round.
Well, I think he reduced his output of punches after the first couple of rounds. I think he had to do that just to keep some reserves in the tank for these later rounds.
Well, you didn't have to be a great studier of form, did you, to know? Despite the fact he landed a cracking shot in that second round,
Yeah.
and you wondered whether we were going to have a quick finish, but I guess the fact that Vue came through that crisis, he showed the resilience that's so much a part of it.
Yeah, and what Lowe hasn't done, I understand he didn't want to get too close, especially with the head clashes with a shorter fighter, and allowing him to hit back. He didn't really invest in those body shots early. He landed a few in the first round and sort of left it alone after that. Maybe that might have just weakened the legs here of Vue. But I think he's boxed well so far. He really has. He's been changing direction, picking his shots. There's been few lapses of concentration if you want to be critical, but I think he's boxed quite a disciplined display.
Well, he's done okay so far, but it's still only the 7th round of a 10-rounder, and courses, directions can change, and he has to maintain concentration. Nice left hand as he moves away off the ropes again.
It was a nice left hand, but Vue just squared his feet up and sort of invited Lowe there for that little left hook. Just a little telegraph in that shot there, Vue. Just when he gets goes there, Vue, just again, he's not rattling off those combinations. Even if it's a straight shot, or even he's just going to hook up the ladder. You got to let go in fours and fives. It's so hard for him to get close to the gap that when he does, because make as much out of it as he possibly can.
7th round, and the pattern continued. It's what we've seen so much of already.
Suck it up, couple of
He's
big
boxing well here, Lowe.
Yeah.
And again, I think his corner
Now,
will
if
be
you want
happy because I
more
think he's boxing to
offense,
instructions and
you
he's
need
keeping
more
very
feints.
disciplined.
But you're going to throw his timing off for you to step in with your shots, okay now? Now, not every time, when you see fit and when you're comfortable to do so, when you make him miss big, step back on him. Double jab cross, roll out. But your weight distribution has to be correct, okay?
That Davison turning round,
So when
and he
you're
was just
making
checking to
this
see
big,
what
front foot back
round
on
it
him,
was.
if you're
3
comfortable
still
with it.
to
Keep
go.
controlling the distance, keep the legs engaged.
Cut him off. Cut him off and put the shots together.
Stall.
It's nice. Nice and loose with that as well. Turn from the waist, did everything correct there. Isaac Lowe.
You get the feeling at 25 that he is still improving as a fighter.
Of course,
Isaac.
physically, he's nowhere near his peak yet, is he? I don't know about technically and whatever else, but physically, you know, I think he's still got
A couple of years, maybe.
yeah, of course, yeah, of man strength to come in. Oh, the blood there from the left ear there of Vue. Terrible.
Well, the referee had a look at that earlier on, and the doctor took a close look to see that the damage wasn't too bad to stop the fight, but it appears to have worsened.
That depends where it's coming from as well. If that's just a little nick or something, there might not be a problem. If it's something else, it could be a lot worse. That's nice there from Lowe. Again, just stay nice and relaxed. Everything's smooth with him.
Who was given a lot. How much more has he got left?
And again, this is the fight that, what we said before it started, or as it started. Technically, this was never going to be a struggle here for Lowe. He knew he was technically much better than this kid, but we've seen him in the past, or I've certainly seen this Vue, how physically tough and strong he is, and sometimes that will can overcome skill. But I think he's kept control. You know, he's put enough weight behind the shots to stop this guy running right through him. And the footwork's been tremendous.
He's not coming forward quite as relentlessly as he was earlier on, Vue. Maybe the fact that he's absorbed so many, the cumulative effect now may be just starting to take a bit of a toll.
Oh, nice.
Nothing landing from Vue at all in that attack there.
Time!
Well, it's been an exercise in frustration for Duarn Vue. And again, despite his attempts at aggression, another round slips away.
Yeah, for me, John, I think he's a multi-decline really from sort of round 4 on. And the effort's been commendable from him, of course, but he just hasn't done enough. Enough success. When he gets close, he doesn't rattle off enough combinations. And I think that the constant movement with the feet and the movement on the target there of Lowe and the concentration and discipline has kept him well ahead in the fight.
Control the distance. But left hand straight out, feet will come out with it, okay? 1, 2, hook, step out, control the distance.
All right? Don't lose your fight today. Okay?
He's been brave, Duarn Vue, but the way we're seeing it, just hasn't had enough success to be taking these rounds. We go now into the 9th.
But apart from that, one little wobble with the uppercuts earlier in the fight, he hasn't been troubled by anything. And as they say about the heavyweight division, anything can happen. But that just really applies to any fight, of course. He keep plugging away though. He keep trying to come forward. I don't think he has the intelligence to set up any real quality attacks.
Boxing intelligence.
Yes, that's of course. Let's be honest, John, if any of us boxers had any intelligence, we wouldn't be boxers. Well, Nicky Piper many moons ago was a member of Mensa.
That's true.
Oh, it's lovely there from Lowe. Beautiful.
Lowe still able, for the most part, to keep this fight at range. Vue getting inside, left hand was low.
Let him go.
On the blind side of the referee. He's not really landing anything substantial.
Vue's corner is tremendous, but any bit of success or not, somebody's not having any success, and they're calling him on, saying, "Here you go, you're doing well." But that's just encouraging him to just keep pushing forward and keep trying. But he's not, for me, having enough success.
Get him up. That's low.
Solid
Get it
right
up.
hand that time from Vue.
And again with the right hand there for Vue. And another one.
And found the jaw of Lowe, who took it well enough. He's been told by his corner now, Vue, to load up, put something on those punches. Few seconds of the 9th round. Is Vue doing enough at last to get one in the bag, maybe?
And I think it's a close round. He's kept Lowe pretty quiet. Lowe's just maybe taking a bit of a round off for me. Don't need it, but I think Vue just did enough there just to nick that for me, John.
One or two have been close, but Lowe has to be significantly ahead, surely.
Now you got the last one, okay?
No, he's a mile ahead for me. I think no, he's boxed with real good discipline. Lovely right hand there from Vue. That was the best shot he's thrown all night.
One more to go. This is the 10th.
So moving into the final round now.
I'll tell you the truth. Okay?
So I'm not interested in your offense. Make him lose his will, make him jack.
It seems to have been a good night's work for the British fighter.
Stuff together.
3 minutes to go. Big arena here. Starting to fill.
It's funny with things like this because you look at Vue and you go, he's fit and he's strong and he's kept coming forward. But it's the way Lowe is boxed, it takes a different sort of fitness, but it's really, really difficult to have a guy who's pushing the pace all the time. You have to be reactive to everything. So
keep his concentration as well.
But you got to react, so you don't quicken the pace. If he quickens the pace, you got to jump into it. You don't dictate the pace in many ways. So that takes a different. That's in many ways a harder fitness to box that way. And I think Lowe's control, they've been quite comfortable with that. He's answered when Vue has got in close and tried to make a bit of a wall of it, and kept those feet very active, and for the most part hadn't allowed Vue to get too close. Or when he does get close, he just uses that footwork, as we see there, just to spin out of the way, back in the centre of the ring. Nice.
Doubling up well on the jab. Switch hitting, of course, Lowe.
You gotta use it.
And the footwork's been good, hasn't it, from Lowe?
Very.
Moves, never run, just constantly moving. Nice little left hook there from Vue.
It's made it a tough night for Vue, and the faces of the two men tell a bit of a story. Vue's had to absorb a lot to maintain pressure.
Lovely there again. It's been his best combination. Has that little 1-2 through the guard there from Lowe. He just takes a little step out as well. Just so nothing, if anything comes back, he's in a safe place. Well, Vue's predictable. But if you haven't got good footwork, he's an absolute nightmare.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what the scores are. It's wide on Barry's card, and I'd concur with that. Good jabs again from Lowe, working well on the back foot as he has had to.
Well, he's finished the fight that we started, haven't he? He's boxing his ears off here in the last round for me. Isaac Lowe.
Let go.
The damage to that left ear, that's quite a painful experience, I think.
Well, certainly, yeah, but Vue's you can tell how tough Vue is. He just keeps piling forward anyway, but it's been a comfortable win for me for Isaac Lowe.
Yep. Final bell. Clench of the fist from Isaac Lowe, and he knows that is a night's work well done. Good quality boxing. And he knows he's won it, waving happily to his fans. Vue was brave, but almost certainly is surely going to register a second defeat on his professional record.
He wasn't, and you watch him, you go, you know, and anyone watching around this way, you can box, we go, I box the ears off him, and you can. But I think, you know, the way tough he is and how strong he is, and the relentless pressure, if you don't have real good balance and real good footwork, in the end, he'll hunt you down. I just think that he hasn't got the intelligence to cut the ring off as well, and he didn't realise that he had to load with more punches once he got close to the target. He was still throwing in single shots, and that was just made it, I think, technically too easy for Lowe. You know, physically tough at times, but he had to keep constantly moving. But that's all it was. I think it was a real good display. Again, you know, and let's not give Ben Davison too much credit for everything, because the boxer has to do the work. But a lot of his fighters, you know, the same with Billy Joe the other week, showing discipline and listening to instructions and implementing them in the ring. And I think that's almost like an art in itself. If you can do that, be very militant and do that, you know, when you are in a hard fight and you can listen to instructions, it can really pay off.
Well, he's a cool and composed young trainer, is Ben Davison, only 27 years old himself, but manages to maintain order in a sometimes boisterous training camp. And we're going to get the result shortly, I think. Master of Ceremonies has the paper in his hand, and we will get confirmation in a moment that Isaac Lowe surely has won this fight, and won it pretty emphatically. Tyson Fury arriving in the auditorium, his brother's with him.
Look at this for Isaac Lowe, though. MGM Grand.
Here we are.
After going all 10 rounds here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, we consult the official scorecard to determine a winner. Steve Weisfeld scores at 97-93. Glenn Trowbridge, 99-91. And Robert Hoyle scores at 98-92. All three in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Still undefeated. Still WBC International Featherweight Champion, from England, the Westgate Warrior, Isaac Lowe.
One of the judges had it exactly as Barry